What is the future of what are the contingency plans, I should say? Say, for example, if you are convicted, Jimmy, we have to talk about that prospect.
Yes. Well, if I'm convicted, I think the business will go on without me.
What will the look of the protest movement look like going forward if this is truly a chilling effect? What other pressure do you need from international governments? We heard Donald Trump today weigh in. He said it was a terrible thing, the raid of the Next Digital offices on Monday. We've also seen Secretary of State Mike Pompeo weigh in and say that there could potentially be more action coming from the United States. Do you think that is important?
I think the support of the international community definitely is very important. It's our only saving grace. We people here, no matter how strong we are very small. You know, we can't confront, you know, the CCP. You know, we can keep our spirit, but we have no other power than moral power, and that's why it's very important that we don't go violent. We persist in our peaceful demonstration, in our peaceful resistance.
We're just seeing the opening up of Next Digital shares now at, it opened at 38 cents. It's down 41%. Again, you anticipated this to be a short-term rally. What does it say about the support that you're getting from the grassroots here in Hong Kong? Because many of these, I was looking at the quote recap, seeing the individual lots. They're very small lots, the minimum lots that are being bought by many people at small amounts of money. What does this say to you about the evolution of the protest movement? If people cannot take to the streets, they will vote through their brokerage account.
Yeah, that's what I said. You know, the people with very little money, they just want to express their anger and support for our company, and they bought a little bit of the stock, and everybody bought a little bit. That became a lot of it, and jack up the price. So you know, I was telling people, don't do it, because you're going to lose money.
Can you give an indication of what your legal strategy might be? Because the national security law, according to all the lawyers I've spoken to, it's new territory. This is not necessarily coming under British common law. This is a law that was promulgated onto Hong Kong under the socialist system of legal jurisprudence, and it's uncharted territory. Can you give an indication of how your lawyers are going to handle your defense?
Well, I don't know how they're going to handle it. But I now think that, you know, the National Security Department of Hong Kong is definitely the people I've seen are Hong Kong policemen. It seems that, you know, the National Security Department here is controlled by the local Hong Kong police. So that is actually a reassurance that I may not be sent to China. And that's one thing I think, you know, I'm quite comfortable with. The rest, I don't know. You know, whether I will put in prison.
But surely you can't be sure.
Yes, it's very likely.
Yeah. Surely you can't be sure that you will not be sent to China simply because the officers who came to your house and raided Next Digital didn't speak Putonghua, a Mandarin. That cannot be enough evidence to assuage your fears that you could be under the national security law, which stipulates under special cases could be tried on the mainland.
Well, maybe I'm just optimistic being entrepreneur, but that's what my reading is. I may be wrong.
What's the future of Hong Kong, Jimmy?
The future of Hong Kong is the future of any other Chinese city. Without the rule of law, the international financial center will be finished, because when you do business here without the legal protection, the only way you can have protection doing business here is to bribe the official who have power over you so you can do business. And in the financial business, billions are transacted in a second. Without the rule of law, there won't be mutual trust. Without mutual trust, transaction like this quick cannot be exercised. So I don't see how the mutual trust of the financial center can be retained without the rule of law.
What's the future of the protest movement? You told me in September that this was not just a battle against the CCP or authoritarianism. It's a battle of martyrdom, that people were prepared to die. Things have changed a lot since this national security law. How would you describe the morale of the protest movement, and what is the future of it?
I think the protest movement has been reduced quite a lot. A lot of young people have left or are about to leave, and some of the democratic movement people have stepped aside, and those who have left becomes the backbone of the movement and the conscience of the society. And then I think this bunch and these people who remain are very strong, and we can see now also more people actually are reacting to the national security law in a different way. So I think that the movement will go on. I don't know, how they're going to go on, because the situation has changed. The resistance movement definitely has to be changed, and we can no longer have 2 million people walk on the street. They won't allow it anymore. So are people going to scatter into small groups, or everybody is doing different things? I think this is what opened for the future for innovation.
From your arrest and the 36 hours or so that you were under police detention, did you get any indication that police are trying to connect the dots to the other 9 or so individuals that were arrested on Monday under the national security law, including the former leader, along with Joshua Wong, who is of Demasisto? Did you get any indication that police are trying to connect the dots of all of you?
No, I haven't got this sense. No.
No? Do you think that these other individuals who have been arrested under the national security law?
Whatever they want to connect the dot, the fact is, I never support justice movement. I support the democratic parties and the civil parties and all the other parties, but I never had anything to do with Just Wong's party.
So we're running out of time right now, but I wanted to get into some of the logistics. What's the next step? What have police told you? When do you next have to appear before police or even the magistrate?
I don't know yet. The only thing I know that I cannot travel. My passport is confiscated, so I have no information when I will have to go to court for appearance.
Mm-hmm. You had your passport confiscated before or just after the last charges. I believe you're up on those charges coming up fairly soon before the court. And you're confident that you will be exonerated on those charges?
Yes.